Good evening, guys. How we doing today? I thought I'd come on here. I had a inspiring day today, and I had my radio show today on Wandsworth Radio, and trust me, it was an excellent platform for me to show people what I was, what I've kept hidden within me for so long. And I think it will give an insight to people that are having issues or problems people that are having issues or feel that they're trapped for whatever reason. There is no such thing as being trapped, in my view. There is no such thing as a barrier. You only think there's a barrier if you let your mind cultivate what society are trying to make you think. Even this whole thing about disability, this whole wording, this whole thing where people are looked down upon, it's an earthly thing. I'm sure in the eyes of the creator, I'm pretty sure there is no such thing as disability. He sees his creation and that's about it. It's not you've got an amputated leg, so you're not my creation, or I've got a tracheostomy, so I'm not. Come on. Everybody is equal. Everybody is has the same level of influence on this world if you allow yourself to open up to the world and are prepared to take hits, are prepared to take bumps along the way, you're prepared to take criticism from people. One thing I've noticed in this world is that we're too caught up in not taking criticism. We turn around and tell people, yeah, be honest with me, be open with me, I can take the hit, I can take your honesty. But then when the person decides to, excuse me, when the person decides to be honest with you, we don't like it. We can't take our own self-criticism in terms of if someone sees something that they think needs improving, or they want to try and tell us something that, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, and it will make you a better person. But we're so caught up that we don't even look at how we can impact ourselves before we can open up to the world. Now today I wanted to talk about can a painful life experience shape who you become and how you project yourself through your unique ability? So what I wanted to ask people is, when you've got that unique ability, or when you've got an issue or a problem within your life, does that shape how you project yourself to the world? Does that change who you are? And if it does it change you for the better? Does it make you appreciate life, or does it make you sit back and say, I need to chill, I need to take life slowly, rather than listening to people and accepting people, to treat you like muck? I mean, I'm not gonna kid you. I'm a man, yeah, and as a man, or as a male, we are very proud. We are very we don't like to say our yeses and our nos, or we don't like to say I admit, and we don't like to say oh, maybe I didn't say this, or maybe I did, you know. And it's difficult because we take those traits into a relationship, even with a woman, and we wonder to ourselves why women can't trust a man. I'm not saying only men do this, you know. Women have that trait as well. You know, it's an equal playing field. And one thing I've noticed, the reason why I'm touching on this in this avenue, or in this way, is because I've noticed that the reason why we've got so many issues, so many problems on this earth, even with us who've got unique abilities, is because the world refuses to accept blame. Not the earth, not nature, not the grass, not the trees you see planted that grow. Human beings. We refuse to accept when we are in fault or when we are wrong. We know we're wrong. Believe me, we're not stupid. People are not stupid. Human beings are not stupid. You know when you're wrong. You know when you're doing something that isn't quite right. You know, the back of your mind, you know. But people continue doing it anyway. And it becomes a norm. It becomes part of you, like how my arms are part of my body. It becomes a part of you. And you carry on doing it, and you're destroying nature. You're destroying lives. It's not... That's why there's so many people with unique barriers. Can't come out. Because they've been told for years, you're not good. You can't do nothing. You're not going to progress. You know, you're not going to go far. Because you've got a unique ability. Who are you anyway? You're nobody. You're half a person. Like what I was told. You know, there's a woman that made me realize that life is what you make it, you know. The good old Susan Boyle. Susan Boyle. You know, she's got a disability. She has got a unique ability. She's got two, actually. She's got the unique ability, which is physical, where everybody can see she's got a unique ability. And she's got one special unique ability, which is her voice. Do you guys remember when she stepped on stage and people started to laugh at her? People weren't laughing at her because they thought, what's she going to do? They were laughing at her because of her unique ability, of how she looked. How she looked. You see the way the world is. They were laughing at her purely because of how she looked. Then when she opened her mouth and she started to sing, everybody's face changed. The reason why she'd never come out with her unique talent is because her mother told her she couldn't. If she came out with her unique talent, she would destroy the world. Today's topic, Leanne, is: can a painful life experience shape who you become and how you project? Wow, I didn't put that right. Right, how you project yourself through your unique ability. So it's a question I'm asking you guys. If you guys want to interact with me, I'm gonna, do my stuff, talk regardless. But if you guys can, have some input, it'll be great. So her mother had told her over the years that if she stepped out into the world and showed the world her unique voice, she would destroy the world, or the world would not accept her for who she is. Which was a lie. It was a lie. Her mother was frightened to let her go, which all parents are frightened. When you're a parent, I'm not a parent, but this is my experience via my mother. Yeah? When I realized I could conquer the world. When I realized I could do something without my mother holding my hand, or my mother coming to say, Nana, you need to come indoors now. I realized I wanted to step in the big wide world by myself. I went and got myself a job in McDonald's. That's right, McDonald's. Yeah, that was my first job. And I didn't tell my mum. I didn't tell my mum I went for the job. I just one evening, I just told her, I've got a job in Bromley. She hit the roof. She was like, no, you're not gonna work. You're gonna tell them you're gonna quit. You're not doing the job. No, you're gonna tell them you're not accepting the job. Listen, I didn't hear the last of it. Partly was because I didn't communicate with her and inform her what I was doing. Yeah. But I know another part of why she didn't want me to do the job is because she was scared. All the pain she'd gone through in her life to enable that I stayed alive, I was somewhat slipping out of her hands because I was going up into the big wide world without her protection. Yeah. And I remember time and time again as I was growing up, she kept on saying, I don't know if I can let you go out there. Someone might pull your tube out your neck. You know, all they have to do is pull it out and then you're gonna be in danger. And, you know, so as a mother, she had fear. You know? And I rebelled against that. As a child, I didn't focus to think further like how I do as an adult now. I rebelled against that. And I went out and worked. And even when I got into the job, working for McDonald's, this was many moons ago. They may have changed their approach now. Soon as the manager within the place saw me and realized I had some type of barrier, I thought I was going to be working behind the tills. You know, smart looking, wearing my McDonald's, uniform. Soon as he realized I had a barrier, I was young at the time, so I didn't pay much notice to it. But over the years, as I've grown up, I noticed that the bullying started from my first job. So what happened was, straight away, he said that my job was to work in the lobby. And we all know what the lobby is. A place where you come in, you sit down, you dine, you leave your... If you're not homely trained, you leave your food for someone like me who works in the lobby to pick it up and put it in the bin. And at the time, I was thinking, wow, why am I doing the lobby? Out of everybody that's working, I've been the only one that's been designated to work in the lobby. And I'm not gonna lie, that damaged my street cred. Because as a teenager, you're becoming self-aware of yourself. You know, you're getting the latest clothing to listen, no one can turn around and tell me that they didn't buy latest clothes or try to look good for either a guy or a woman. Listen, try to get the latest gear, trust me, I felt away because obviously people would come in and see me working in the lobby and I thought to myself, wow. So the whole experience was excruciating, was painful for me because I thought, is that what I'm worth? I'm worth working in the lobby because of how I look, what I have. Is this what I was born to do? Was I born for people to judge me before they even knew me? And you'd be amazed, people in society judge you before they know you. And even when they know you, they're still apprehensive to deal with you. So from the age of 16 till now, I've noticed that the world hasn't really progressed in terms of the judgment when it comes to people with unique abilities. Now, when I say the topic I'm saying, where I said, can a painful life experience shape who you are? In my circumstances, I would say yes. Reason being is because over the years, going through the painful experience I've gone through from employer to employer to employer, I've had the same treatment. And at times I thought maybe it was how I looked. Maybe I came across like someone who wasn't collective, or who didn't have knowledge. Maybe people thought I was stupid. You know, a lot of things run through my head, because I was like, what can it possibly be where I go to every employer and some type of manager is trying to attack me, is trying to judge me, is trying to find a way to get rid of me, and not taking the time to acknowledge who I am as a person. In the end, excuse my French, I got to a point in my life where I went in the I don't give a fuck mode. And you know, when you get into that mode, you think to yourself, anybody else that messes with me, I'm not going to tolerate it. Anybody that tries to belittle me, they're going to hear my wrath. So in my experience, I would say, you know what? Because of the experiences I went through, I started not to tolerate people. The littlest things, I would jump on you like a bee and sting you. Because I had taken mental abuse and manipulation from when I was 16. Maybe when I was younger, but I didn't really realize it. Because when you're young, everything's, hey, you know, you're all, you know, you're in that element of cuckoo land. You know, you don't really realize things until you grow up and you start to think back on incidents, and you start to think back to experiences, and you think, so that's what was happening back then. I wasn't wiser then to acknowledge it, but I'm wiser now to understand, you know. So in my eyes, or in my experience, my pain of realizing I had a unique ability, having to deal with the fact that I had to be comfortable in my skin, and not just that, but also having to realize that people were not going to like me. You know, people were not going to appreciate me. I had to make a stand and be the odd one out. Even in today's world, even today, my employer today, yeah, I'm still the sore thumb. I'm still that rough, brittle, you know, bronze that no one wants to look at. It still carries on today. Now, I wouldn't say it's a painful experience that I'm going through. However, I would say it's a tutorial. I would say it's a tutorial. Every time I come up against someone who isn't confident within themselves, they portray their lack of confidence within themselves by trying to bully me. Have you ever heard people that get bullied become bulliers or bullies? And I've noticed everybody that I've come across who has had some type of interaction with me through my work life or my employment life, they've always had I don't know if it's my cheeky smile. I don't know if it's how I articulate myself. I don't really go around thinking I'm the big I am, because nobody is the big I am, you know. Nobody is bigger than the universe. You know, we're all like ants trying to build the Queen's castle. You know the Queen ant. I'm not talking about the Queen of England, just to get it out there. Yeah, we're all little ants trying to build the queen bees, the queen ants home. You know, we're not bigger than who we think we are. Society make us think because we've got certain wealth, we've got certain level of respect from your fellow human being. You think, you know, you are beyond and above certain people, and that shouldn't be the case. Good evening, sir. Thank you. Hey, is this the poetry night? Poetry night? I'm always talking in poetry, Sam. I'm always talking about my life, and I relate it to what's going on in today's world, and how I see that progression in terms of people with unique abilities hasn't changed from my experience in 2000 to now 2016. I've never seen you watch me before, so I'll give you a little brief lowdown of who I am, Sam. My name's Nana. I am a man born with a tracheostomy, born 6 months premature. Due to me being born so early, I needed to have a tracheostomy inserted in my neck so I can breathe. And at the time, the tracheostomy was meant to widen my airway. Unfortunately, growing up, that didn't happen. I had to have it reinserted in 1997, and I've been living with my unique ability since then. And I've noticed that there is a lot of wrongdoings to people with unique ability. Therefore, I am your modern day disability activist for people who are either not brave enough to talk up themselves. I also am there as an empowerment to people that wish to talk up but are scared. So they're like on the fence. They want to jump over the fence, but they're not quite sure. I just want to be a pillar for people who have been, you know, underestimated, belittled for so many years. Thank you, Sam. So, as I was saying, my experience has taught me that it's changed me as a person. Because when I was growing up, I was a quiet person. I was vocal. I was a vocal person, because there's times when I would see my father do some stuff which I thought was wrong, and I would question him. You know, so I would say I started getting vocal from when I was 12, 13. I started getting vocal. Because I thought to myself, how can human beings... I never understood how you could be from one big family and family members are just stabbing, you know, backstabbing each other. You see a family member doing well, instead of you to praise that person and, you know, work together so you can become better yourself, you're hating. And in the Ghanaian terms, people will go and do, I don't know, this is in the African culture. People will go and do witchcraft so that person doesn't progress. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, why can't human beings, why can't we just see life for what it is? Appreciate that we're even here and help each other. You know, come together, be a collective. You know, all this pain. Evening, sir. Good evening. All this pain, different types of pain. Family pain, relationship between a woman pain. All types of pain that is not even good for the human body. Because it triggers other forms of... it triggers some of these abilities you don't want. But because you're unaware, that you're harming yourself, you just carry on doing what you're doing, and before you know it, you've got an illness that probably you didn't know was going to occur, you know. So what I say is, even if there's youngsters watching, because I know yesterday there was a 16-year-old boy watching my video, and, you know, young guy, you know, inspirational, and those are the type of people that I want to start talking to, young people, to, you know, respect people with unique abilities, you know, maybe grasp them whilst their mind is still innocent, you know, make them understand that people with unique abilities are just as capable as they are, you know, don't judge, you know, treat everyone equal, you know. And one thing I like about him is, when I was speaking to him, if you guys want, you can watch the video from yesterday. He was telling me, yeah, you know, he's a student, you know, he watches a lot of TV, and he was telling me about these series that I should get myself into. And the first thing I said to him was, you need to learn your craft, get your craft on point. All these people who you're watching these series like Power, like Empire, all these little programs that we watch, I'm a victim, I watch it as well. But what you have to realize is that these people have gone through pain, have gone through stuff to come onto the platform that they're at, and they're making money now. And you watching them, you are losing money. I'm not saying do stuff for money, but what I'm trying to say is you're losing your life. For every hour that you sit down to watch them, whilst you're not perfecting your own pain into something positive, you are losing a part of yourself. You know, so I told the boy that study hard, do what you're doing. I'm not saying don't watch those programs. I watch it. I'm a victim. But at the same time, empower. Put your efforts into empowering yourself and to empowering others. You know, be that inspirational person that someone can look at and say, wow, he's done it. What can I do? Life should be about empowering. Life shouldn't be about people tearing each other down. Life shouldn't be about someone trampling over someone because they look different. You know, and I've had that done to me time and time and time again. You wouldn't realize it because I'm very confident. It's taken years and years and years of people trying to trample over me, yeah, for me to feel, you know what, I don't care no more. I will do me, you do you, and if you come into my way or into my path and you cause mishap, then I will deal with you accordingly. Not in your typical black man anger issue. Yes, I get angry. Yes, there is times when I've had to think, wow, I'm getting into a person that I don't want to be, and I will draw myself back. I will draw myself back, and I think for a second that I've got a unique ability. I don't want to stress my condition any further for it to spiral out of control and turn into something that it's not. You know? So how do I deal with the person? And that's when you have to put your wisdom into how you articulately write stuff to get your point across. It's not always about you sometimes voicing. Sometimes you can talk to your blue in the face and it doesn't work. So what I'm trying to tell people is, your pain does change who you are as a person. It does. People may say, oh, you know, I went through a painful time, and, you know, I was in a dark place, and, you know, I just thought to myself, I need to change my life. No, you didn't think to yourself you need to change your life. Your experience made you think, how can I be better than what I was? And how can I make people not go into the same, it may not be the same experiences, but how can I stop others from making similar mistakes that I did? It's difficult for people who are scared to talk up. Because if you're scared to talk up, then you're going to be in the same circle. It's just going to keep going round and round. You know how the globe, or you know how the sun, is it the sun or the moon that goes round and creates darkness and comes day. You're just going to keep on doing that round circle. And at some point, I'm not going to kid you, it may even kill you. If you don't realize that there is a problem, and you don't realize that you have to come out of that spiral, globe, it causes an issue. There's an article that I read of one Paralympian, and I'm sorry guys, I always have to get up and open my cat. She's always calling me, grabbing my attention. Give me 1 second. Right, there's an article that I read, and it really uplifted me, and it makes you realize that your pain does actually shape what you become, or how confident you can become in life. The Paralympian's name is Alex Zanadi, I think, and he won gold on the eve of his 15-year crash anniversary. So, let's read a little bit about him, and then I can, you can ask me questions. You can even tell me about yourselves. What has shaped you to become who you are today? That would be nice to know. What's made you be who you are today? So, former Formula One driver Alex Zandi won a Paralympic gold medal on the eve of the 15-year anniversary of when he lost his legs in a motorsport crash. The 49-year-old hand cyclist who won 2 gold medals at London 2012 finished first in the H5 road time trial in Rio on Wednesday. He had both legs amputated after crashing in the American Memorial 500 kart race at Louiset, something like that, Germany in 2001. I feel very lucky. I feel my life is a never-ending privilege, said Zani. Where today you have the Olympic Stadium, on that piece of land they used to have an indoor car circuit, which is where I won my very first pole position for a romantic guy like me. This is quite special. Zandi, who has also won 8 world titles since first racing a handbike in 2009, completed the 20 kilometers course in 28 minutes. That's pretty fast, 28 minutes. 28 minutes, 36.81 seconds, less than 3 seconds quicker than silver medalist Stuart Tripp of Australia. Normally, I don't thank God for these types of things. Listen to the keywords. Normally, I don't thank God for these types of things, as I believe God has more important stuff to worry about. But today is too much. I had to raise my eyes and thank Him, he added. But Zanader, who also won silver in the road race on Thursday, insisted his story was no more remarkable than those of the other 4,300 athletes competing at the Paralympics. Even my accident, what happened to me, became the biggest opportunity for my life. You see what I was saying? I said this in one of my videos, that when your unique ability starts your chapter, starts your life, begins to open a new step or a new part of your life that becomes unique to you. Your life begins, you know. Right. Even my accident, what happened to me, became the biggest opportunity of my life, he said. All the things I'm doing today are related to my new condition. See that? Everything that happened to me, in terms of from McDonald's to where I work now, has been the reason why I'm on this platform. It's giving me this voice. It's giving me this umph to want to make change. It's giving me an insight into how the world needs to be repaired. It's giving me a whole new scope into who I must be and what I need to do. I basically have a purpose. It's not just about waking up, going to work, earning a good day's pay and paying bills. It's more of, I now have a reason why, what I need to do on earth. Before I leave earth, I need to have made the biggest impact on the human race. You know? So, I completely agree with what he's saying. Completely agree with it. When you find yourself in a certain situation, you have to identify where you want to go. Just said it. Where you want to go and focus on what you can achieve on the given day. You hear that? When you find yourself in a situation, you need to figure out how you're going to come out of it and what you're going to do with that situation. Are you going to mold it and use it as a stepping stone to make a change? Or is it going to be a thing where it's just an experience, you're going to get out of it, and then you're not going to deal with the grieving process of how to deal with the issue? Because a lot of people, what we fail to understand is when we're in situations, we don't grieve the situation out. We get out of a situation and then straight away we start to live life normal without thinking about what just happened to us, or how do we get over it. I don't mean going to sit in front of a counsellor, because what's the counsellor going to do to you? The counsellor just going to sit there and say, how do you want to do this? How do you see yourself getting out? So why don't you just sit down with yourself, grieve it out. If that means not talking to anyone for a long time and just absolving what went through your life and what you need to do, you need to do that. You need to do that, you know, because that's another thing that's breaking this world. We don't seem to grieve about issues that affect our life and may affect our future. We don't grieve about it enough. All we think about is, I've got myself out of a situation, on to the next. And life shouldn't be about that. Because anything you do is like a pebble. You throw a pebble in the water, and what does the pebble do? The pebble gets ripples in the water, and it just keeps going. You know? So, we need to make sure that when that little pebble is dropped, we start to tackle the issue before the ripples of the water starts to, you know, implode. You know? Right. Whether it's a small thing or a big one, step by step, you can make things happen. So, no one is saying you need to rush, you know, with what you do. Even people with unique abilities. No one is saying you need to rush to be as confident. No one is saying that you have to come on these platforms straight away and start telling us your story. It can start off by you coming on this platform and just being jokey. Just an experiment. You know what? May the 7th, when I first done my Facebook live video, it was just a joke. I was just mucking about in my car while my car was getting washed. I thought, I've got Facebook Live. Let me just see what this is about. And I started to muck about with it. I started to, do regular videos because I got the liking for it. And I thought, why don't I use this platform to share my story, to share what I've gone through in my life, what's made me become the original Nana Marvel. The Nana Marvels in my past were all carbon copies. Yeah, they were all copies that were shedding. You know when a snake is growing and the snake is shedding its skin? Those were just different layers of me. Now I've got to a point where I've matured and I have to be careful with the skin I have because it won't shed no more. My teeth, if I break my teeth, I won't get a new one like when I was young. So your pain in your experience of life, that shape who you are. If anybody disagrees with me, please comment, interact with me, let me know if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, put your views across. Let's make this happen. I'm never ashamed to admit that I'm wrong. I like people interacting and giving me their point of view, because you can learn a lot from different points of views. As I said in one of my videos, some people like to get angry when people don't accept their point of view because they feel their point of view is right. There is no wrong, there is no right on this earth. However, what is wrong is how society treats people with unique abilities. That is categorically wrong. There's no ifs, no buts, no maybes. It's wrong. And I want to stamp that out. Because people with unique abilities, we've got so much talent. So much talent that even some of the talent we don't even know we have. Right. At the time, I was asked if I would ever step back in a race car. But what was very important for me was to go into the bathroom and pee on my own. But I could not do that. I had to be helped. That was my number one priority. Day by day, I managed to regain control and strength, regain some confidence, and concentrate on different things. And here I am now. So it took him time. He had to accept that he had his freedom of trying to be the man he once was, where he could run around and get into a car and, have the luxury of doing things that he could. He had to accept that he couldn't do it. He had to accept that he needed assistance from people. He had to accept that his life had changed for the rest of his life. And in a nutshell, he had to make the best of what he could with the ability he had left. Because one thing that I've come to realize in life is when you lose a part of you and you've still got a part of you that can do something, you've not lost, You're still in the race. It's when you lose your life and you're dead, you've lost the race. As far as you're alive and as far as you're still breathing, still able to open your eyes and communicate, you're still a winner. You're still in the race. You're still running. You're the tortoise. However long it would take you to, get over your pain, get over the fact that your life has changed for the rest of your life, get over the fact that this world has a lot of nasty people that will prejudge you for who you are, what you stand for. When you can come over those barriers, only then and only then can you be a true shine, a true glass house for someone to look in and think, I like that rose growing there, I want it. I like that plant growing there, I can see it. You need to be as transparent to people Because if you shy away from the world, when you close yourself from the world, you're dead. Nobody knows what's going on with you. When you have problems, if you keep it within, you're only killing yourself, because you're gonna get a unique ability that could kill you. All these little things, we just need to understand that life is one big wheel. Life is one big tug of war. And life is one of those ones, who's going to fall first? Am I going to be alive to continue and show people my unique ability? Or am I going to fall and get buried 6 foot under? Have a think about that in future when you go through things and, you know, you think the world hates you, or you think people, you know, dismiss you or disrespect you or don't appreciate you for who you are. Listen, not everybody's going to appreciate you. You need to... Evening, don't worry. You can always press the rewind button, Cass. Yeah. Not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna understand you. But that's okay. Because it's not all the time that you can understand anything. You know, it's not all the time that you must understand something. You are human. You know how cars break down. Yeah? You buy a car, you don't expect it to break down, but they break down. So as a human, you're not meant to understand every single thing about this earth. There are parts of this earth that you may not even get to experience, and you're going to die. Sorry for being morbid, people, but it's real. You're going to die. You know? Your pain does shape who you are. I can tell you that now. Because my pain has shaped me into a confident, outspoken man. And if you met me 5 years ago, that wasn't the case. You know, I was a jovial guy. I took life for nothing. You know, I didn't really grab the concept that life was very precious. You know, I think another turning stone for me was when I had an ex that I used to go out with a long time ago, many moons ago. And this is one of my pains, which today I put it on here. Nobody knows. Nobody knows about this pain that I went through many moons ago. There's only one individual that knows, which is my cousin Vince. And I'm going to share with you guys today. So many moons ago, young boy, I think 18, 19, started uni. And I was in a relationship with a girl. And I thought things were going cool. I think, you know, I was a decent enough guy. You know, I may have not been, you know, the Idris Elba, but I'm Nana Marvel, you know. I'm me. I'm handsome in my own way. I'm unique in my own way. I'm not going to go into depth, everything. But one thing that struck me, where I knew people were wicked and human beings would not like you, some will not like you, some will, was when she ordered for me to be killed. Funny, right? When I was born, my dad ordered for me to be killed. Yeah. And then in my early teens, a woman orders for me to be killed. It was crazy. Me having a big heart, I decided to help out this woman I was seeing, because I thought that was the good thing to do. My mother raised me well as a young black man to help those who need help. So I decided to help her in the capacity that she was asking, because I could at the time. Helped her, And then I realized one thing about me, I've got these inklings. When something isn't right, I start to get, I don't know if any of you get that, where you start to feel, your body, you start to feel stuff. And I'm one of those people, when something ain't right, I get inklings and I act on it, because your inner self, or those inklings you're getting, never fails you. You're getting those inklings from God, because as a human being, you're not strong enough to visualize stuff. So I was getting inklings that what I'd done for the girl was not being appreciated. And I went out my way to investigate what I'd done for her, whether it was appreciated. Anyway, what I'd done for her, she didn't take it on board. She actually passed it to another man. So the help I'd given her was for another man. And I realized that, wow, this woman's taking me for a mug. Like, are you being for real? So I quickly destroyed whatever I needed to with what I'd helped her with. And you never guess what? I got a phone call. Oh, she's realized that I've done something to what I helped her with, and she doesn't know how we can mend it. You know, she's been trying to work with what I tried to help her with, but nothing's coming out, nothing's happening. Can I help her? I was like, yeah, sure. I called her. I kept calm. Met her in Tooting, and obviously took whatever I was trying to help her with, took it away, and I restarted what I'd, done for her. And she realized that actually what I'd done for her had been restarted. So she quickly phoned me and was like, oh, I've realized that what you've done is working now. Can you come back and try and help me and, give me back what you... Check this. I done you a favor. Like, you're telling me I need to meet you to give you what I helped you with. No. So I said, no. I don't need to. It's not relevant. Then the individual, the lady was like, oh, well, I wouldn't call her a lady now. She was like, oh, that's when it came out about the other man. And apparently I needed to meet her because what I tried to help her with, there was some personal stuff that the man had, divulged onto the stuff. Hello, Jane. Had divulged onto the what I helped her with. So I was like, okay, if it's that desperate, there's that time there was a lot of other forms of technology to transfer stuff to people, and I offered to say, listen, there's other means where I can transfer this stuff for you. I can email it to you. I can do, those times you could do infrared. There was other forms of ways in which I could give people, or I could give her the information. She was like, no. Need to come down. I need to actually see what is being done, and blah, 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 blah. Evening. I need to see what's being done. She was putting unnecessary pressure on me. So I was like, you know what, whatever, innit? Calm down. Come to Kingston, where I used to go to uni, and we will talk about this, or whatever. So, me being me, I went home, and my friend asked me if a lady called my phone, because there was a lady that I had two phones. So one of my other phones rang, and he answered it. And he was like, you know what, where are you going now? Because I came home, had a quick shower, and was going back out to meet this individual. So my friend was adamant that he was going to go with me. When I said I was going to be, he said, no, bruv, I'm coming with you. I was like, freeze the crowd, bruv. Why are you coming there? He was like, no, bruv, I'm coming with you. Like, this doesn't feel right. I'm coming with you. So I was like, alright, cool. If you want to come with me, that's cool. Anyway, we went. I told her to wait for me in front of the uni. Got there. Oh my God. There was a bag of guys with her. A bag of guys. And believe me, it was no joke. A bag of guys. And I started to think to myself, rah, what's going on? Why is there so many guys? You know, for someone that's coming to see me, who's meant to be a person I'm seeing, why is there a lot of guys around her? Anyway, drove into the uni, and the strangest thing, she stayed away from me. She just watched me drive into the uni, and she stayed with the guys. So that's when it dawned on me, something went right. Some guys came up to the car. One of them was slouching a bit, and when I looked down, he had a gun. So basically, they were coming to kill me. No joke of a lie. They were coming to end my life because I had sussed out that they were mugging it, and I sussed it pretty quickly. Because when I'm dealing with people, I'm analysing you at the same time. But I think my analysing dart had gone off back then. But I managed to grasp it just in time. Oh yeah. Yeah. When I looked down and I saw the gun, my friend was like, reverse, like you've never reversed a car like that in your life. I had to reverse the car in a crazy fashion. You know when you see your tires smoking? I had to reverse out of the uni. I even damaged my exhaust because there was humps in the uni. You know, in universities you can't go no more than 5 miles per hour. I damaged my exhaust because I didn't think. I just put the car in reverse, and all I was thinking about was getting out of there. And I can tell you this now, no man can sit there and tell you that they are not scared or they're a bad man. Or, listen, I was scared. That was a point in my life when I was, I've been scared when when I was younger, my mom used to say, go and get the belt, or go and get the cane and let me beat you and let me discipline you. That was little minor scares. But I've never been scared to the fact of where I had an inkling I was going to leave this earth, and not on my say-so, not through my condition, and not through illness. I was being forced to leave this earth by a man. Believe me, it really changed how I dealt with people. That is one of my pains that really made me aware. Woman, man, whatever. I deal with people accordingly. I don't put 100% with people. I put 45%. It takes a long time for me to understand people. I wouldn't say I don't trust, but my life is important. I was born for a purpose. And I don't want to be repeating the same mistakes in life. When you go through a painful experience, you don't want to keep continuing to, muck yourself up, keep rolling in the same type of mistake. Now, I know that's not going to happen where a guy's going to come up to my car and kill me. That was just a one-off incident. But you can see what I'm trying to say, that certain parts of my life defined who I am today. And one thing that we need to realize in life is that no matter how good of an intention you have, there's always someone out there who's got an evil or bad intention for you. No matter what pain you've gone through, use it to mold yourself and to make yourself stronger. Trust is a big thing in the human race. Make it be a long time before you trust people. Because I've seen people in the workplace where I work. They trust people so much. And sometimes they even trust their manager. And they tell the manager so much. And because they've built that kind of, I would say, fake trust. The reason why I say fake trust, because the person is your manager. The person line manages you. When the person is ready to turn, they turn. And I've seen people get close to managers to the point where it's ended up affecting their career. Because the managers use it to get rid of them. Or the managers use it to what's the word? Manipulate how they want them to, work. In this world, just be careful. Just know that no matter what you are, who you are, where you're from, what color you are, you're not invincible. You are going to go through pain. It is going to, I'm afraid to tell you, it is going to define who you are. And it is going to define how you present yourself, how you project yourself, And I think over the years, I built so much anger. One, because I found out the person that you love the most is meant to care for you. I found out that he tried to ask the doctors to kill me. And then I found out a woman that I was learning to be in a relationship with also wanted me dead. So I think over the years, I built a lot of anger. I built a lot of hard defensive mechanisms. And it's defined who I am today. Obviously, I'm not the same hot-headed, not understanding human being. But it's taught me that you play the game according to how it's played. You don't go in head first. You don't allow your goodwill to blind you into a spot where you shouldn't be. So today, I'm here to tell you that never regret pain, never regret an experience. Every experience is a chapter for your book. Every experience is a chapter to open up a new life, a new opportunity. As the Olympic athlete, the Paralympic athlete said, every opportunity makes a new opportunity for you. Had I not gone through these incidents within my life, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you guys today. I don't have much more to say today. I just wanted to share an extra piece of my story, which nobody knows, but everybody's got to know about it now. I won't be surprised if I start getting phone calls. Because it's something that not a lot of people knew, and I kept to myself from the age of 18 till now. I kept to myself for a long time. So it's something I've shared with you. It's something hot off the press. So if you've got any questions for me, please fire away. Any question you want to ask me at all, I will answer all your questions. Yes, if any of you have got questions, either about what I've discussed today, or either about the experience that I've gone through, fire away, ask, and I'll share. Sorry about that, guys. That was a call coming through. Sorry about that. Right, I guess there are no questions for more. I will leave you guys to have a good evening today. I'm going to keep it short and brief. But if you guys do have any questions, you can always message me. You know where I'm at. You leave me a message and I'll answer all your questions if you have any. Keep me posted. Keep me in mind when you're going through a crappy day of what I go through as a person with a unique ability. And just remember that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good evening.